Associational Awards. Brother Ed.
All right. This is where we get to celebrate the power of the church. I love the privilege of really having a front row seat to seeing what all the Lord is doing in our association. And, there are some churches that are just extraordinarily generous to our association. And I wanted to express thanks to them. Also wanted to celebrate some excellence in some specific ministries. And I wanted to start by sharing some of our giving awards. We had a couple of churches in our association that gave over $5,000 over the course of these past 12 months to our association. And the first one is Cameron Baptist Church. And so Pastor Mike Kelly, I want to present this to you.
Thank you, brother.
Bless you. And Cameron is number 2 in per capita giving to the association.
He's number 1.
You will find out. Suspenseful. And we have another church that has given over $5,000 to the association this year, and that is Indian Creek Southern Baptist Church. Pastor Bobby Thomas and Amy, will you come up and receive that for him? There was one church this year that gave over $20,000 to the association in a 12-month period. This church is number 3 in per capita giving, $92.74 per member they give to the association. They also give 10% of their undesignated receipts to the association and 5% of their undesignated receipts to the cooperative program. And so I want to thank Open Door Baptist Church and Pastor Larry Garrison.
I like your laugh. Oh, it's old. There's a whole new sermon, right?
Now, this is evidence that God's hand is on our association. For many years, we were dependent upon the financial infusion of the North American Mission Board. And North American Mission Board has been so generous to us. And yet when the state transitioned and associations no longer receive financial support, we were then forced to become self-sufficient. And God, through his grace, has given us the privilege to be able to stand on our own 2 feet financially. And so there's one church in our association this past 12 months that was able to give over $30,000 to the association in a 12-month period. That means that between two churches account for 55% of our undesignated receipts. This church is number 1 in per capita giving, Pastor Mike. Now listen to this, $722.79 per member given to the association. They give 12% of their undesignated receipts to the association, 12% of their undesignated receipts to the cooperative program. They are on a mission to outgive God. And they can't do it. It's an impossible task. And so I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart Emmanuel Baptist Church and Pastor Bruce Taylor. With that attitude, they never will, right? they're not here, but we do have a baptism award to give. You know, the church that led our association in baptisms this year is Emmanuel Baptist Church in St. Clairsville. Now, they had 7 baptisms. They led our association. It might seem like a down year in baptisms, but the interesting thing is they also led our association in new additions. And so they had a total of 17 additions to their church this past year. And so Emmanuel Baptist Church will be receiving. Is there anybody here from Emmanuel? Robert Lemus, come up and receive this on behalf of Emmanuel. A couple of Sunday school awards. You know, I am a convictional proponent of effective Sunday school ministry. I think it is ingrained in a lot of our church's DNA. It's a sacred cow that if you tried to eliminate, you'd get resistance to from people who would never show up for it. Ironically, right? It's just the way it goes. But it's a great place for people to come to belong. And as your church gets bigger, it's a place where they can connect in a more intimate setting. You can do outreach through Sunday school. You can do discipleship. You can really invest in people. You can teach them the doctrines of the faith. You can give them support. They have a place where they can connect and belong. It is always very enriching to Emily and I when we get to go to a church that does Sunday school the right way. And I want to celebrate the church that has the highest Sunday school attendance in our association. And so that award goes to Open Door Baptist Church. They have an average of 137 people in attendance every week in Sunday school.
Honestly, this is not me. It's we. I can't do what I do without the people that they just make me do it. Thank you.
We also have an award for Sunday school excellence. This church has the second highest Sunday school attendance in our association. They average 90 in Sunday school every week. Emily and I had the privilege of going there within the last month. We heard a Sunday school lesson on Ephesians chapter 3, verses 1 through 13. Now, I don't know if you have ever preached or taught expositionally through the book of Ephesians. That is probably the toughest pericope in the entire book. And the Sunday school teacher taught that with excellence, weaving in excellent interpretation, practical application, and using questions to stimulate discussion. It was an excellent exposition of that text. This church also has exceptional diversity. You see kids running all throughout this church, full of joy and energy and vitality. Folks, that's the way it ought to be. You know, I mean, we ought to have the blue-haired people in our church exasperated because the kids are running through the sanctuary, right? That's a sign of church health, right? So also, this church has diversity in that they have a lot of people with disabilities, developmental disabilities, physical struggles, socioeconomic and sociocultural difficulties. And they all come to this church and they feel loved. It's their family. And it's because the people who lead this church have plowed the field and have been faithful to stay put where God has planted them. And so it is my honor to give the Sunday School Excellence Award to Abundant Life Baptist Church and Pastor Tom Renfro.
You left out the main
Mm-hmm.
thing, evangelism. Sunday school is evangelistic harmony church.
Mm-hmm.
Number one soul winning place.
Yes.
Amen.
That's right.
Thank you, Bruce.
And then there's nobody here from Temple, but it was very, very important to me that. Do we have anybody here from Temple? Anybody here from Temple? Well, I want you to know, as our associational family, that we are extending an award to Temple Baptist Church because Temple Baptist Church has been faithful and generous in providing a home to our association. And so they'll receive this, but I wanted you to see this. We are giving an award of appreciation to Temple because they have faithfully given us a home for so long that it's something that we've just become accustomed to. And so they will be receiving an award of appreciation. And just as a brief aside, if you have the opportunity sometime over the course of this next week, could you reach out personally to Pastor Jim? Just let him know that you love him. Could you do that? Just let the Lord lead you in doing that. I think it would be something that would be a great, great encouragement to him. So I just wanted to take a moment to celebrate. It is a blessing to be a part of an association where there is such excellence and commitment to our cooperative ministry. Thank you to all of our churches who are faithful in your gospel ministry right where God has planted you. I'm thankful and honored to have a front row seat and seeing all the wonderful things that God is doing. Pastor Mike.